Hello, I created this video to help you with granny stitch socks slippers pattern. In this pattern, I'm using green and blue color from Lion Brand's 100% polyester. And the reason why I like this yarn is because it's not too slippery when you're walking on, also have nice flexibility. So you're starting with your chain, foundation chain stitch, and then you're making first half double crochet. And we are placing stitch marker in the first stitch so we know where to end. In the pattern, I'm using chain 6, but you can adjust this pattern for smaller or larger size slippers. So you work all the way to the end, and in the last stitch, we are making increase. So we are making 5 double crochet stitches in the same stitch, and once we turn our work around, we are working the same row of our foundation chain all the way to the back. And at the end, which will be our stitch marker stitch, you will make additional 4 half double crochet stitches that will equal total of 5 on this end. So far so good. It's easy, and really this slippers or those socks are very easy to make. So we working in rounds. To finish each round in this project, we will be making slip stitch to the top of the first stitch. Okay, round number 2. We chain 3, and this will count as 1 double crochet stitch, and we start making 1 stitch in each stitch, with the exception of the each side where we will make increases. You will repeat the same process in round number 3, exactly the same way. 1 stitch in every stitch and increases on each side of your slipper. Now I'm making 3 double crochet in 1 stitch. That's my 2 stitch increase, and I work again 1 stitch in every stitch, and I will make exactly the same increase on the other side of this round. And as you see, I am speeding up this video. I do not want this video to be like an hour long. Okay, so we slip stitch always to finish each round. Now this is the last round of your toe area, and in this round you will add additional as many stitches as you need for your slipper size. So I need only 3 more stitches, which I'm adding 1 on the bottom of my foot and 2 on the top. And again, all instructions is in the pattern, how I calculated, how you can calculate for your size. Also, as I mentioned in the pattern, you can use the same yarn color for the next round, or you can switch yarn color right away. This is the last toe round, and the next round will be using granny stitch, which will be clusters of 3 double crochet stitches. So I'm changing yarn color, and I will do this as a slip stitch, and I will tie the knot. Now I can work with blue color yarn around, and that's your toe area. So make sure, double check it fits you well, make sure you have the right size. Now this round is the setup for our granny stitch. So I'm making chain 3, and I'm making 2 additional double crochet stitches in the same stitch. Next, I will skip 2 stitches, and I will make cluster of 3 double crochet stitches. And I work this round exactly how I just did this stitch, all around, skipping 2 and making 1 cluster of 3 double crochet stitches. At the end, I will slip stitch to the first stitch, which will be my chain 3. So I will slip stitch to the top of my chain 3. Just like that, and this round is done. Now you change yarn color, and this is how I change yarn color. I will bring this new yarn up front and I pull the previous yarn all the way down. Then I slip stitch and pull down. Then I go under, make a slip stitch and chain 3. And this will allow my chain 3 to be exactly at the center of my stitches. And that's how I work every single granny square stitch or granny stitch. But if you have your own method, go for it. And now is the super easy part of our slippers. We will be working in rounds, changing yarn color as often as you wish. You can use different color yarn for every round, or you can just use 2 colors as I did. Make sure you're making your clusters in between cluster. So it's a very, very simple and fast project. Now make sure that you will double check the length or width of your slipper, or you can just try on and making sure it fits you well. Work your granny square stitches until you reach 70% of the length of your foot. Then we will move to the heel. I decided to split this video and I will put how to make a heel in part number 2. This is my last round before I start my heel. I change yarn color as normally I will do, and I want to double check if I have the right size. There you go, I have 17 and I will be making 24. But the best way is also just try on your sock if you're making for yourself. One more thing I want to show you. With this stitch, I started at the back and I spiral up to the front of the foot. If you will not be exactly on the side, you can use slip stitches to reposition your hook. But I will explain all of that in part number 2. Thank you for crocheting with me today. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.